All right, we are live. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for the Unite DeFi Roundtable. I do have a couple other people hopping in real quick. Um, how's it going, guys?
Hey,
All
sorry, I
right.
got locked out of my room, so I had to basically pick a lock just now to get back in, and then I was like, my computer shut off, and it's like, oh my gosh, and then Jake was like, oh, send me the link, so it was just a lot just happened, but I made it.
Well, we're definitely glad you're here. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for
Um,
for having us, man.
we literally just got started. All right, my name is Chris. Again, I am Meta Captain for MetaBUSDCoin. I'd like to give everybody an opportunity to go ahead and introduce themselves. Atlas?
Hello, my name is Crypto Atlas. I'm the prince of all Super Saiyans. No, I'm just kidding. I actually run a YouTube channel where I cover a lot of different crypto projects, and I'm very happy to be here. Quick little disclaimer, this is a paid advertisement for me, so thank you very much, MetaBUSD, for being able to have that. But I'm happy to be able to host and to help really encourage the whole unified DeFi space and being a part of a lot of other projects where I am myself going to be able to learn a lot more, and then also exposing this to my own audience, and they can learn more about you guys as well. So thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. Karuna?
Hey guys, so my name is Eric, also known as Karuna. I'm the COO of IgniteDeFi, which is primarily a launchpad for Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum tokens. Yeah, that's who I am.
Awesome. Kevin?
Kevin Raymer, also known as Totenmacher, CEO of BUSD Buffet.
Awesome. Maverick?
Hey guys, it's Maverick here. Real name is Dave, so you can feel free to call me that. Australian-based founder of BrewLabs, which is a contract engineering, contract engineering, front-end builders, staking platform, DeFi provider, and just general large-scale utility project for BSC currently. Looking forward to the chat today, guys. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. APEC?
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm APEC. My real name's Gavin. I'm the CEO of DiveWallet. We are going to be launching an awesome wallet in Q3 of this year. On top of that, we have a token launching in 3 days on Ignite's platform Spark. We're super happy to be here and a lot of familiar faces. So thanks again for letting us be here, and we're excited.
All right. Irish, do you want to introduce yourself? Cool.
Hello, my name is Jake, Irish Grandma Hands in Telegram and Discord, a member of DiveWallet as well. More of a community manager than the back end, but always appreciated to be here.
Hey, it's great having you here, honestly. How about you, Adam?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Definitely happy to be here. My name is Adam. I'm nobody special. I'm just a guy who has a YouTube channel who likes to talk. Super excited, bro. Kevin looks like a very mean person, bro. Bro, make sure, guys, make sure I don't speak to Kevin, all right? That's all I'm saying. But no, seriously, thank you guys so much. And I'm really enjoying, I know Crypto Atlas very, very well. Smart dude. And I know Meta Captain very well. He actually does coding. For anybody that's listening, I had a privilege of speaking to him for an hour. I don't get impressed too easily. He sounds like he really knows what he's doing. I don't know coding myself, and I'm looking forward to speaking to the other people here because I'm sure I'm going to gain a lot of knowledge. I'm going to step off for a minute just to put this live on my channel as well, Meta Captain, and I'll be right back. So just start without me.
No, awesome, man. We really appreciate you doing that for us, too. Can everybody still hear me okay?
Yep.
Loud and clear.
All right. Cool. I did fumble my microphone a second ago for some reason. Anyways, I did want to quickly give a special thanks to everybody for joining us this evening. I do understand that it takes a lot to get your availability. We are all very, very busy people, and for you to take a little bit of time to come out here and join me and do this, it's just awesome. So I did want to kind of real quick go around the room and ask a couple specific questions that are project related. I'm going to actually start with Kevin because we actually had you on before. And I know since we last had you on, we have actually seen your project do what it does. Can you explain that real quick to us? What the B kit is and what happened with the distribution?
Sure. Yeah. The B kit, 8% of our tax for BBFT goes into the BBFT kitchen. We use that to purchase other tokens. And then once a week, we are selling 20% of those tokens and using it to buy back BBFT. Then we burn those tokens. So our buyback and burn is a double taxed function outside of the contract. We've had 2 of those BDEs, as we call them, the distribution event. They both went pretty much as expected. Everything we do is planned and boring, but it works. So we're happy with that. We've seen kind of what we expected with that distribution event. The sells kick in, the price, it jumps up. The price, once it gets to a certain point, you have people start selling to take their profit. Then we do the burn. Market cap goes down a bit, price goes up just a little bit, and then things settle down, and we just kind of roll through for the next week and get those buys going again for the next distribution event. We've had 2 so far. I'm looking at my chart right now, and you can see where the distribution events happen, but they're really working as intended to generate some volume for us once a week.
Awesome. So let me ask you one other follow-up question with that. As like another project owner, if your token is a part of like your B kit pool, does that mean whenever you do your additional B kit buys that as well, that token that's in that pool is also going to get bought?
Yeah. So right now, I think there are 34 total tokens in that pool. So what happens is there's a threshold in the kitchen. Once it hits that threshold, it rolls through, it loops through all the tokens in the pool, and it does a buy of each one. And the buys are weighted. So if we like say EGC, for example, we're buying EGC, we'll buy more EGC than we would like MetaBUSD, for example, because if we spent the same amount of money on both those tokens, it would have a much bigger impact on yours than it would on EGC. So we're trying to do that so that we're not creating too big of an impact on any project, regardless of their size.
Well, and that's cool because I think that's a point that people, may or may not miss is that it's not necessarily all downward volume. It's also an additional upward volume. It goes both directions, and as well, starting out, there's of course going to be a nice candle to get the ball rolling per se on that project. Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. I'm going to ask APEC a question real quick, if you could. Are you available?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. So you're doing a DeFi wallet, correct?
It'll be cross-chain, but it'll primarily function as a DeFi wallet.
Awesome. And this wallet, if you had to just like personally name, 2 or 3 features that are going to set this wallet apart from the next wallet, are there some features that you could give us right now that you plan on having included into this wallet?
Yeah, no, 100%. So the thing I'm most excited about isn't on the security side of things. So it's actually on the practicality side of things. And that's being able to choose your own price, where your price comes from, whether that's DEX tools, whether that's PooCoin, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, wherever, so that for new tokens that come out, you'll have that price instantly, instead of waiting for a CoinMarketCap listing like another project in here that I won't mention. That's something I'm really excited about. Along with that, on the more security side of things, the kind of the Web3 alerts. So you're going to get some sort of banner alert when you're connected to a Web3 address, and it'll stay up the entire time you're connected, just to kind of go, okay, hey, you're still connected to PancakeSwap or something like that, because we all know, though those sites are secure, they do get breached every once in a while, and when those things do get breached and your wallet's connected, your assets are very much at risk. Now, on top of that, we are also going to have an automatic configurable Web3 disconnect, like a purge, and that'll be kind of a pro feature, which is easy to obtain and you kind of get paid for doing so. So yeah, you can kind of set up like, okay, every 30 minutes or at 30 minutes after I connect, right, you can purge all of your Web3 connections to kind of close the wallet, I guess, metaphorically, and put it in your pocket. Like I think I stole it from Jake, but yeah, it's a good little thing to picture it. But yeah, that's kind of a couple things. I mean, we're doing a couple other things as well, a lot of other things as well, but those are the three kind of things that I'm most excited about.
Okay, so that was very interesting. I think though that it's important that we make sure we break that down real quick. So what you're saying is that the security feature that you're talking about including is a wallet that auto disconnects or auto purges all of the Web3 connections that you had going after 30 minutes of not using it?
Well, it'll be configurable, right? So after a certain time period that you'll be able to set, it'll kind of wipe all those connections for you. So, I know I'm pretty bad about it, right? When I log out of my wallet, right, and I'm still connected to PancakeSwap, and then I'll log back in like, a couple hours later and I'll still be connected to like Pink Sale and like PancakeSwap and a couple different sites, right? So to kind of avoid that, I guess, you'll be able to go, okay, well, after 30 minutes, all those connections are gone, regardless of when they were connected and everything else.
Gosh, sorry. Adam just pulled on screen this. Is that a dog? Is that
that's my boy Milo.
Got me. Completely got me off guard. That's awesome.
Milo, that's my boy Milo. He's naked, so he's always cold. That's a cat.
That's a cat. Well, you gotta warm that cat up, man. That's for sure.
That's why he has a Safe Moon hoodie. I wrap him up in the Safe Moon hoodies.
That's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. All right, Karuna, real quick. So Spark is definitely the flagship feature of Ignite right now. Can you give me details on when we should expect to be able to visit Spark's webpage and go over all of the features it has to offer?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, way to go! Simple enough.
Don't have to wait too long.
Simple enough. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow you're going to debut Spark, and we're going to be able to participate in IgniteDeFi's launch.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Awesome. So if there was one thing that you're most excited about that you're going to be able to introduce with Spark's Launchpad, what is that key feature that you're most excited about?
I think the feature that I'm really excited about is the funding mechanism that we've built in. So 1% of the buy and sell and transaction volume from the Ignite token gets collected, and then we're going to be giving it out to tokens that launch on the platform in a random fashion. So once a month, we're going to do basically a drawing of all the tokens that have launched on the platform, and they will have the opportunity to win up to $20,000 from that pool. As long as they're a legitimate project and are still an active project with, we're going to be looking for buys and sells in the last 24 hours and that kind of stuff, and make sure it's not a rug. But yeah, as long as it's active, as long as it's not a scam, then they can win up to $20,000 in BUSD from our funding mechanism.
So is that going to be a direct fund to the project, or are you going to purchase their token?
Nope, that's a direct fund. We're going to contact the CEO of the project and just send them the money and use it for marketing or whatever else. That's
cool. Yeah, it's very cool. I actually somehow did not even know about this. So this is the first time that I've actually knew about this. That's really cool. Awesome. You learn something new every day. All right. Adam?
So is IgniteDeFi like an entire platform? Because you said tokens built on. So I'm sorry, I apologize. No disrespect. I just don't know the thing. Can you explain it?
Yeah, absolutely. So IgniteDeFi is a parent company. So the Launchpad itself is called Spark Launch, and it falls under the umbrella of the parent company, which is IgniteDeFi. And that just allows us to expand into some other areas that aren't typically associated with a Launchpad. we're going to do some games and some casino stuff down the line, but you don't really want to go to a Launchpad and then also see games in a casino. That kind of takes away some of the legitimacy of it.
Got it. Are you related to Ignite, the marijuana company, by any chance?
No, I'm afraid not.
Got it. All right, cool, man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Are you able to like speak on like previous mergers or anything like that?
I'm sorry, is that for me?
Yes, that's for you. For Ignite.
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Maverick, are you available?
Hi, mate.
Awesome. Yeah. So I was wondering, just another quick introduction for everybody, just a layman terms introduction. Maverick here from BrewLabs. What he does is quickly and easily facilitate the ability to introduce at the same time front end support and back end contract support for DeFi within the space. So a lot of busy projects and teams that are staying focused on what they're currently in the process of developing. In like the case of our token NBC, MetaBUSDCoin, we are a VR project. So we work in directly with Web3 Solidity in VR. We don't necessarily specialize in quick front end UI development or staking contracts. So we quickly were able to reach out to BrewLabs, and they were able to legitimately overnight facilitate these things for me because I needed them done quickly. That is the type of services that they were able to provide for me. And I will tell everybody, and I have a million times over, BrewLabs, from every company and project that I've worked with within this space, has by far performed at the top level of professionalism across the board. And like that's even to say that we hit a couple of snags, many bumps in the road on a few different things, but they were handled correctly, immediately, and transparently every single time. That being said, Adam?
Yeah. BrewLab. So you said that you needed like an additional contract for like staking. They helped you out with the staking contract. Did I hear that correctly?
Correct. So that's what they do.
Yeah. So thanks for that, Chris. That was really awesome. Really appreciate the feedback. It's definitely what we're trying to do in the space. But Adam, to kind of give you a bit of a quick rundown on what we do. So we're pretty much we've grown to basically a full end-to-end blockchain development services company in the space. We basically can accommodate for range of services that projects need. People come to us with just an idea that they'd like to introduce into the space, and we can offer them, every step along the way, what they need, whether it's from token engineering, if it's staking contracts, we've built lotto contracts, we've built farming contracts, escrow contracts, you name it. Like if you've got an idea, we can generally build it for you. Then we will also provide the auxiliary kind of foundations for project launches. So for example, staking pools and things like that. So projects and communities can get the start they need. If they've got a strong community behind them, they've got somewhere to park their tokens in the interim. We also are currently building liquidity locker and a team locker at the moment. But our roadmap is basically designed to encompass a full scope of utility tools that a project would need from start to finish, as well as the development of that actual project. So, we're trying to encompass the entire service that someone would need for them to, basically bring an idea into the space in a secure, through a secure process and with the trustworthy and professional company. So we're really kind of, we're trying to, like, for example, like Certic is well known for auditing and things like that. We want to be the company that's the development side of things. So people can come to us and we can build what they need. They can speak to the developers. Myself, we'll talk to people as often as we can. So yeah, it's trying to legitimize the space and be one of the first, I guess, pioneering companies in this space to be able to offer full scope development and utility for people to launch projects with.
Cool. So let me ask you a follow-up question. I'm going to ask you and Meta Captain a follow-up question. Just cool to keep the conversation going. So basically, a person like me who knows how DeFi works, how blockchain works, how crypto works, but doesn't have the actual coding skills, but understands the whole process. That's somewhere where you guys would get involved, for example, right?
That's absolutely right. So if you have a concept or an idea that you would like to bring to the space, we would spend time talking with you, confirming exactly how your ecosystem is going to unfold, what logic requirements, what like if you need unique contracts developed, or if you need like platforms in terms of like front end dashboards, or basically whatever you really want, we would talk to you and just spend time with you to find out exactly how we can deliver what you're asking. And if there's things that we can't build, we will let you know that. We're not going to lead you down the rabbit hole and say, yeah, we can do it if we can't deliver. We've got a reputation, obviously, to uphold. So for us, as a company, yeah, you can feel, I guess, secure in just talking to us first, and then, getting the idea of what you'd actually like done, and then we'd give you a quote on that, and go from there pretty much.
So essentially, an independent consultant in the DeFi space. Really cool. I get it. Follow up. I'm assuming the language you guys are using Solidity, right? Which is the main language you need right now, or you guys do different languages?
Correct. Yeah, we use Solidity for our smart contracts, and we build front ends in Vue 3 or React.
Okay. Follow-up question to you guys and Meta Captain together. And I don't know if you guys could answer this question or not. What is the difference skill-wise and hard-wise, right? The level of building a smart contract or building an entire blockchain? What is the difference of, in other words, if you could make a smart contract, right? Do you have the skills to make a blockchain? And maybe I'm not asking the question correctly, and it's a question that can't be answered. That's above my scope. That's why I'm happy to ask.
In most cases, if you do have a talented Solidity engineer, you can build a blockchain. It really depends on the skill set of the individual. It's and what that blockchain requires.
I was gonna say that's the question. It's like you could easily deploy like an EVM. You could easily deploy another just EVM blockchain copy of BSC or Ethereum. But once you go beyond the scope of that, you leave the realm of like what you're more than likely going to be capable of without being somebody who's like fairly well versed in general encryption and other things.
Let me break that down just for the audience, because they're probably looking at it from my point of view, maybe one step lower. Guys, the EVM is the Ethereum virtual machine, and basically that's the smart contracts and the ecosystem of Ethereum, like how it works. And basically BSC, Binance Smart Chain, is like 99% or whatever the number is just like Ethereum. They're using the EVM. And now projects like Algorand and other blockchains are trying to incorporate EVM to try to bring developers that already built something on the Ethereum blockchain over to their blockchain. That's the next evolution, if I'm not mistaken, right, Meta Captain?
Yeah.
More or less, in easy terms, right?
Yeah, in easy terms. I will say this much. I think Maverick also left off like just for general, like, and I think I said it earlier, whether or not you heard it or whether or not you caught it. There's like, for instance, BrewLabs. They own the service they give you. You end up owning the contract that they provide to you. It's your contract. So, for instance, he'll attest to this. I've sent, I don't know, 4 or 5 people directly through them, even though, for instance, I already owned that contract. And that's a contract that's like a fairly simple contract to write myself. There's a reason why, though, instead of me using a typical copy-paste contract or even reusing his contract, people will still continue to go through BrewLabs as the service provider. And like it's for multiple reasons. It's A, for recognition having multiple platforms or having multiple projects on one platform, and then B, the security that their development team does provide, being that that is their bread and butter. That is what they do all day, every day. So you should expect that, hey, they're going to be excellent at this one task right here. So just to clarify why, like, that's like another added value. So it's not even like necessarily, because I know you said, hey, so you're used for somebody who doesn't necessarily have that knowledge. I would say that they're used with people that even do have the knowledge, but for other reasons primarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add in there, Maverick. I like your guys' format, bro. I've got about 4 coins that are staked at the moment. 2 of those guys are sitting in the room. Nice to meet you, Kevin. Meta, I don't know if we've talked before. How are you? But
Yeah.
I like you guys' format, man. I heard about you, went over, checked it out, and it was very easy to use, very easy to check out what's going on and stay abreast of what's going on. I had a question for you, Maverick, if you don't have
Yeah, of course, mate. Thanks.
When I was in my early 20s, I worked for an invention company here in California. And they were a nationwide company and had their policies and everything set in place. So I don't know how they made sure that I didn't do it, but I remember signing a contract that said for 5 years after working with them, I was not allowed to patent my own ideas because I might be, poaching other people's ideas. I turned them down and said, no, your idea is not that great. Don't work at it, and the next thing you know, I can be doing that. But have you guys got any assurances in the background that would maybe make people feel secure that they could pitch to you ideas that, know that stay between you and maybe them?
Absolutely. Really good question. So in most cases, what we generally do, if people require like NDA signed, things like that, we're more than happy to sign that. So people can have, confidence that, we're not going to go ahead and pinch people's ideas. And I just think, like, ethically from our perspective as well, it's certainly something that we would definitely, as part of a development brand, we want people to trust us, and have that rapport for us to build something for them and know that we're not going to go and build it or share it elsewhere. The fact of I guess security between security of information when it comes to people's ideas, because we're kind of at the cutting edge here with crypto. Like, people are coming to us with all these amazing ideas. And it's implied from our perspective that, we don't go out there and share that information, but to take an extra step when, we've signed NDAs with multiple teams to ensure that, their content stays between us and them. And it's certainly something that we'll continue to do moving forward, because everyone has great ideas in this space. And it's very competitive. And, time on delivery is very important as well when it comes to introducing new concepts. So yeah, we're fully across, that kind of, I guess, relationship, and also the security of people's ideas. It's for us, it's implied every time.
That's cool. I thought of that when I was sitting here. It wasn't something I had thought about before. And I started thinking about my experience in the past and thinking, because we're getting our own project started, and we're very much standing on both feet as far as security, safety, honesty, transparency. You know what I mean? Everything is going to be like at a certain level, so, and everything I've seen from you guys looks super legit and I love it. So I wasn't trying to imply anything otherwise.
Yeah, that's okay, mate. No, to be honest, it's a great question because, for people out there who may not necessarily know where to start or concerned about, their concept, that answers that question. So yeah, thanks, man. Really appreciate it. And thanks for the kind words about the platform. It's great. We love it too.
And
the only thing is, I tend to forget. I'm spacey sometimes, so I'm glad I can set it and forget it and come. I'm like, oh wait, what did I do? What's the last thought? I mean, are there alerts on their system that I can get push notifications to my phone or something to let me know that staking has expired or needs to be the rewards gathered or whatnot?
We don't have that technology on the front end available at the moment. It might be something, in the future that we would be considering to implement through different means, but it's certainly something that we've thought about for sure.
Cool, right on. Thank you for your time, buddy.
Meta Captain, can I ask a question for the panel?
Yeah, absolutely.
This comes from Hontastic1 over on my community. He says, many intelligent minds here tonight. With all that's going on in Ukraine, crypto has been the staple for donations to Ukraine. Russian citizens are buying crypto to buy food. Do you all think this is a beacon for crypto?
I'll chime in and say, yeah. Watching how fast that charity wallet for everything going on went up, and how fast it was available, I'd say that if for a lot of people that are kind of iffy about crypto, right? I think a lot of people saw that and went, okay, wow, this is actually feasible. This is something that we can use. This is something that we can be a part of daily life going forward. And I'm excited. It's awesome that we can do that because we actually have something that we're planning charity wise going forward, and it makes it a lot easier for us to go and be a part of that while not having to jump through extra hoops to be able to get help to people. So it's something really exciting for us, and yeah, I think it brought positive attention to the space out of something incredibly negative. And I don't know if it's wrong for me to say that, because it is a terrible thing that happened. But I do think it provided a lot of positive light to the crypto space.
One thing it showed, though, is the speed of delivery for emergency funds.
100%. That's it.
That's huge.
Yeah, I know. Because we were literally when I saw the tweet go up from the official Ukraine account or whatever, and I saw that it had been verified and whatnot. It was just okay, well, how do we take, funds from here, funds from there, funds raised from all these different places, and how do we, redirect it to the people that really need it and everything? And it's just, the ability to go, all right, cool, we're going to send them this much money in 2 clicks is just amazing.
Yeah, there's definitely a mentality change, I think, going on where, a lot of the people that I know who are in the space think of crypto as an asset that they hold, and then when they want to buy something, they pull that out and they turn it into fiat. And so it's going to be really interesting as we see more people who are actually buying things with whatever cryptocurrency they're holding. I think that's going to benefit the space a lot, where you skip that whole step of, oh, I need to pull this out and convert it to fiat, and you can just pay for goods and services directly with the tokens or coins that you hold.
I actually just did a video on this earlier today, and being half Ukrainian, half Russian, I've been following this whole thing. It goes a step further. Think about what's going to happen. Literally a science experiment happening in front of our eyes, right? So there is going to be a cyber war right now. The cyber war is crypto, with cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, and any cryptocurrency. You can interchange it. That's going to be the nuclear weapons. Right now, everyday Russian citizens are going to have to buy cryptocurrency to counterbalance and offset not the sanctions, but the inflation in Russia, right? Right now, inflation is 30-40% higher already. Food and regular goods is already 30-40% higher. It's probably going to be 200-300% higher by the end of this year. So regular Russian citizens will have to be using cryptocurrency. Ukraine, after they win this thing or get their independence or stop the invasion, whatever you want to call it, what are they going to do? They can't turn their back on cryptocurrency. They're going to have to legalize it. I mean, I cannot see them not applying for legalization throughout the country, because they just passed a bill right before this invasion happened where they're recognizing Bitcoin as an asset, right? So now they're going to take it a step further. Since the donations are coming in through Solana, DOT, Ethereum, Tron, Dogecoin, I just messaged SafeMoon, open up a wallet for them as well, right? They might be introducing legalization of different cryptocurrencies, not just Bitcoin like El Salvador. If they do it, they just accept it to the European Union. European Union just voted not to outlaw or ban cryptocurrencies using proof of work, which in the beginning they were just about to do it. And now the West, which is America, has to adopt friendly regulation for cryptocurrency. Why? Russia's going to try to get around sanctions, not everyday people, but the Russian government. And the only thing that the American government can do to shut down or enact the sanctions is to go to central exchanges. In order to go to central exchanges, to blacklist the wallets, right? That's what they're going to do, just like Canada tried to do it right now. So they have to enact regulation for cryptocurrency in order to circumvent the circumvention of the sanctions. Whether you believe in government intervention or not, that's what's needed to bring crypto to the next level. Anyways, that's my thought. Oh, by the way, Ukraine is doing an airdrop. First time ever, a government is doing an airdrop. Anybody that donates to Ukraine by tomorrow 11 a.m., they're going to be giving an airdrop. I'm assuming it's going to be NFTs, like official government NFTs. This is from the government. They're giving back to anybody that's donating.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's, bro, it's history. Now
Yeah.
imagine you own one of these NFTs that they give. Can you imagine that? I mean, it's really crazy what's happening right now. A government giving an airdrop, like, bro, blows your fucking mind.
Yeah. I mean, that's crazy. That's a whole nother step, right? I mean, like, I didn't know that. That's a whole. I was pretty passionate about the whole thing and like really interested in everything that's been happening. But like a government giving back in something like an NFT or a token is just like, if you would have told me that a year ago, I would have looked at you and thought you were crazy. 100%. I mean, it's just it's wild. The whole thing's wild.
Bro, just to go a little step further, bro, I wish I knew coding, man. That's the only thing I'm missing, Meta Captain. I wish I knew coding, bro. Like, I would be the best crypto guy if I knew some coding. That's next, what I gotta learn. But anyways, it's really crazy. So Gavin Wood, who created the language of Solidity, he donated, well, it's worth 5.8 million of DOT. And they asked Binance to shut down all wallets. Because, right, that's the next question. Well, you don't want to centralize wallets. And CZ says, no, I'm not going to blacklist an entire country due to a select, which he did the right thing. Whether you support it or not, he did the right thing. You can't blacklist an entire country for a select few. That's my personal opinion, and I support Ukraine. But he did end up donating like $6 million in cryptocurrency in a pledge. It's insane what's happening. The guy from Tron, he runs Tron DAO. I don't know if he's the one that invented Tron, but he
You
runs
talking about
something.
Justin's son?
Yeah, 200K he gave them. He says, open up a Tron. If you accept Tron, I'll give you 200,000. Also, bro, it's crazy what's happening right now. And I think the donations are just going to pile in more and more and more. And now the government sees, like governments of everybody, it's here to freaking stay. Like, you cannot avoid what's happening with cryptocurrency. And this is, people don't even understand DeFi, right? Like, and I was one of those people. This is just... Right? Like, they don't know. They don't
It's
know.
a whole, yeah, no, it's a whole nother world, right? I mean, there's
Of a world.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I know back when I was getting into it, right? It's a few expensive mistakes here and there to try to figure out. Like, I'm on PancakeSwap going, okay, I have Ethereum. Why isn't it doing the thing, you know? And you know, but like once people figure it out, it's a whole nother world of opportunity too, right? Like, you know, me, Jake, Jeremy, and the two other guys that are launching our project right now, right? Like, we conceptualized our idea and are now launch ready, and it's been less than a month. And it's like, you can do it too. It's a land of opportunity. It's a land of investments that, I don't know. It's a whole nother world, and I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
So,
mind if I
go ahead?
I want to share my thoughts on this. So I think something that we should also look as a strong possibility is the unification that's coming behind the support for Ukraine primarily. You're getting lots of countries that are being very vocal in their beliefs. I donated today. I didn't even know about the NFT thing or anything. I got an email from Nexo Wallet, and they were saying, hey, like, here's this address. I double checked with the support, made sure everything was legit. I sent some Bitcoin over to go support the cause. One of the issues that we've had with the introduction of cryptocurrencies is its rate of adoption. Having merchants that create real life products, services, and saying, hey, instead of me accepting fiat, I'm willing to accept crypto. So there could be a slew of businesses out there that are saying, well, the issue that's going on with Ukraine right now and their currency and any kind of transactions that they're trying to do, as long as we can get them the goods, I'll go ahead and start accepting crypto. Right. So if they need to pay for some things over here, I can be a vendor through them. Maybe I make a discount. Or, you know, they end up doing straight donations regardless. But I would not be surprised if this will open the door for a variety of merchants to now start accepting crypto because they're trying to get involved in showing support in some way, if that makes sense.
Right. No, I mean, it exists, right? It exists to an extent in you know, it's products and services that are available within the DeFi space for the DeFi space, but seeing as it already works, right? There's no reason that it could be extended to other places. I mean, you know, it's the same thing, especially the services. Not you know, products would be a little bit different, but the services is where I think it could really take off.
Guys, I was gonna say, somebody asked me. I'm gonna share the link right now. This is all the different wallets, but you guys are gonna appreciate this, the coders. So Uniswap, they coded a quick smart contract where you can donate directly from Uniswap, and it goes directly to the Ukraine fund, and you can use any Ethereum token to donate directly, so you don't have to type in the actual wallet. Like it's
Wow.
so they
Yeah, nice.
it was
Yeah.
it's pretty remarkable.
This
So
is-
how long
yeah.
how long would something like that take, guys, to code? Like realistically, if you're Uniswap, which means you have the funds, right, and you have the team, how long would that take to
No.
code?
Well, what you're talking about is actually really, really easy.
Yeah.
Like it'd be done in like just a few hours just to check everything. Honestly, you'd be
Yeah.
done with it in like 30 minutes. But
Yeah, and they did that too. So this is pretty cool, man.
real
But, like,
quick
the
on
facts-
that-
Oh no, you're good, Chris.
real quick on that, I want to say, like, I'm very just old school DeFi, and like this is what it was always supposed to be about. Like, not just to like the form of, peer-to-peer connection and peer-to-peer interaction and direct impact on each other, and like trading automated through smart contracts and liquidity pools, keeping everybody else out of it. And I actually think, there is no limitation towards, like, I know how you were saying like products would be more difficult. I don't think so. I'm a firm believer that this currency works the same way that currency does, whether it be fiat or whether it not. It's just about adoption, whether or not it's available, whether or not numerous people can, get on with it and use it. Oh yes, that is actually pretty awesome. So they also are accepting Bitcoin directly through that too. That's pretty cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm wondering if that's wrapped though. But I'll think of that in a minute.
So the
What-
Bitcoin's an actual Bitcoin wallet.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
then
Okay.
Then Ethereum is real Ethereum. Then they have Ethereum USDT. Then they have Solana. They're doing Tron USDT. I guess there's a version. I guess there's a USDT for every blockchain, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and then Doge got into it. And the funniest thing is the Ukrainian minister of and the person that's setting this up is the Ukrainian minister of technology adoption, something like that, but in those lines. And they started accepting Doge, and they're like, we now accept meme coins. I swear to God, I started dying. He's like, we now accept meme coins. And he texted like Elon Musk.
That's hilarious. All right, real quick, I want to try to shift gears real quick, because there's two different projects that are on here right now that are just now actually going through like their actual launch process. So these guys have worked through, the community building stage and stuff like that. This question will shift to you guys in just a moment, but this is directly to Crypto Atlas and to Adam. How do you guys, as influencers within your own communities and spaces, how do you guys first go about trying to find projects like these, and then getting in contact with any of them or working with them? Do you guys ever reach out to projects personally, like that you have actually started to research on your own? And if so, how do you do that research?
I can go ahead and start. So I've been very interested lately in node projects. So I kind of go through a couple avenues here. My two most prominent ways of discovery have been either through CoinMarketCap or through Twitter itself. And what I mean by CoinMarketCap is that I'm looking at projects on CoinMarketCap that are a specific kind of project. So if it wasn't nodes, let's say it's a project that happens to do with reflections. CoinMarketCap has the feature now where people can leave comments, and I'm seeing a trend where people that are supporting one project will sometimes name drop something else. So just out of curiosity, I'll see if there's a new thing that's coming up, because, obviously if you find a nice project, you get in real early, you're going to have the best gains. Sorry about that noise. That's my roommate's cell phone. So anyways, throws me off every time. The CoinMarketCap comments, when I see those, I will then look up that name over on Twitter. Twitter has been a great tool asset for me, seeing where communities are really building up on these things. And I look for levels of engagement. I see if there's an actual official Twitter account, just how it's actually being used. And then oftentimes there's a Discord channel. When I do my reach outs, I will either do it through the official account that's for the Twitter for them, or I'll join their Discord and I'll kind of engage with the moderators and say like, hey, this is who I am. I'm looking more into the project and I'm looking to considerably do an AMA video or start up some line of dialogue and do something like that. And oftentimes these moderators, they may engage with you and ask some questions as well. And then they try to pass the information on, because you guys as developers, you got your own job, you got your own things that are going on. You can't be doing that and also handling all the stuff that's going on with the community. So these are opportunities where you can leverage the power of the tool. No offense to the people, but what the moderators are providing, they already have that internal connection that's better than you just being some random Joe Schmo trying to reach out. So I kind of do that, and then I can keep doing my searches through, and I wait for a response back.
I fully agree. From the community side of it, I'm not very technical, so I admittingly don't even go into and dive into a lot of the specifics with the contract and stuff like that, because it's over my head anyway. So I go in and I seek out. I got a few friends that kind of just drop things on my lap all the time. Hey, go check this out. Go join this group. And I'm more into Telegram than I am with Discord. But that's how I met EJ. Was from EverReflect. It was same thing. Just dropped it on my lap. Hey, go check this out. And there was like 89 people or something in the chat room at the time. And next thing you know, sitting there chatting in DMs with the main guy. And just through persistence, like he's talking about, trying to root up like who's the guy to talk to. It doesn't have to be the main dev. Just who's the guy that really wants to sit down and talk about the project and see where your guys' heart is and what you plan to bring to the space, what you are trying to avoid, you know what I mean? And then through that, we just kind of start building a rapport. And then, as time goes on, you just, behind you, there's this huge network of people that you've met and you've talked to and you share interests with. And, I'm fully a firm believer that there's so much negativity in the DeFi space and so many scams and so many people trying to get you like at every turn, that the stronger we all band together, as soon as we realize we have common interests and goals, I think we're gonna be the self-regulating, we were talking about regulation earlier from government standpoint, and they're gonna definitely want to do it because of taxes and whatever other interest they have. But as far as like trying to weed out those bad culprits, it's going to be through community engagement. It's going to be like people telling each other, hey, I'd stay away from that guy over there. It's just like it was back in whatever times, medieval times, like, hey, stay away from that corner over there. They'll abduct you and throw you in a trailer and drag you off. So I really appreciate his way of going about it. Now, I'm not into Twitter too much myself, but once these links get started, I can go and like you said, check it out and see how the groups are doing. And then if they got good community engagement and it seems like they're legit, then you kind of feel it out a little bit more. But there's so many popping up, it's impossible to stay on top of all of them, I'll tell you.
Adam, can I get your response?
Yeah, I have a bad habit of interrupting people, so I'm training myself to shut the F up until somebody calls. That's why I keep raising my hand. I only talk about projects that I'm personally invested in, like 99%. I'm mostly an OG investor. By OG, I mean just blockchains. Like I would invest in not so much DeFi projects, but I'm getting into it more so recently.
Oh, so you like blue chips? You like that, like top 50 stuff?
Yeah, blue chips. Like for example, Algorand is like my best small cap blue chip, if that makes sense. I think it's
that's a good one. That's a great one. Algorand's great.
Algorand, I think is. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about it. I'm not shilling it, but what I like that they did, and you guys will appreciate.
This is open conversation. Talk about whatever you want to talk about.
So, Algorand is super undervalued at 5.7 billion. Not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to buy it. I'm leading towards DeFi. They have a $300 million fund. Well, it was like 200 million algo at the time, so it's worth less. But at the time, 300 million is still like 200 million fund. That they're literally paying DeFi developers, listen to what I'm telling you right now, to come and develop on their blockchain. So MetaCaptain, let's say right now you want to make your project, or BrewLabs, something dope like this, or any of you guys, and you guys have something and you guys are like, look, I don't have the money, like I need 20,000 to make a project. And if they see you're a legit project, they will give you the money they are inviting the biggest, baddest minds in our space to come develop on the blockchain. How can you not respect that? As if you're in DeFi or crypto, you have to respect it. Maybe you're not going to use them, but you have to respect that thing, right? Like, it's amazing. So I like projects like that, and I think that's my project. If I would have to pick a blockchain that's going to overtake Ethereum, it will be an Algorand or a Cardano. But Algorand is priced a lot better than Cardano, with arguably the same type of technology. But that's just me. I'm biased on those projects. Other than that, I won't talk about a DeFi project unless it's more of a promo work, so they'll find me. And I don't take all promo work, so I want to speak to the developers. And then once I do promo work, I'm like, okay, I really like this project, and then I'll usually go and invest in the actual project. So other than that, yeah.
Which, hey, I can honestly say, this is like facts here. Your video and always Atlas videos are legitimately top quality, like absolute very best. I haven't had a visual representation of my project put together as well as your video individually. If I had to pick one video for best visual representation of what we do, it's without a doubt your video. And like, it's crazy because your video actually hasn't gotten as much traction as like a lot of my other videos have that have been made about the project. And your video was just like visually stunning across the board. Anyways, all right. So I want to shift the question from the other side here. APEC, as a project lead and as somebody who's been trying to get in contact with like influencers early on, so like you know you're pre-launch, you haven't actually launched your token yet, so your project is somewhat, especially to the outside world and outside community, somewhat unvetted. You're just some guy who's got an idea. How is it navigating that time period, trying to reach out to guys like this, you know, to like, especially to like, you know, and I've been there before, like first project early on, these people seem like movie stars at the time. You're like, I'm never going to be able to get guys like that to like communicate or work with me. What is that like? How do you navigate that?
Oh, well, I'll say that I started out in the Evergrow space, right? I was a mod. I was a community mod in Evergrow, and I met people from like Rabbit from Reflex, and actually Kevin, I think at the time, was a mod there too. But like watching them go and launch their own stuff and move to different places, right? Yeah, I mean, you look at them like a celebrity. I mean, when Kevin and I started talking about like various different things, when this kind of fell into my lap, the opportunity to kind of become project lead, I guess, and like talking about contracts and everything, I was like, oh my God, this guy knows like 50 times more than I ever will, you know, but like I have him as a resource, right? And I have all these other guys as a resource. It's all about leveraging connections and building community, right? And I think I've absolutely leveraged every single connection to the maximum. And, you know, it's been great. You know, I've built friends in many different communities. I think Chris DM'd me one day. You DM'd me like out of nowhere, and I was like, this guy's cool. Like, what? How did he know about me? You know? And then, you know, on the other side of it, right? On the less technical side of things, like getting influencers is scary.
By the way, that was Kevin. I think Kevin was like, hey, Chris.
Shocker. Yeah,
pretty much.
I bothered Kevin every single day for probably 3 weeks. I'm not even kidding. For like an hour a day. Just questions and
a lot of good
stuff.
Conversations though. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like, you know, some of it was casual conversation, some of it was me bugging him, I'm sure, but you know, on the other side of things, like in like influencers, YouTubers, guys on like TikTok or Twitter, right? It's a scary, horrible place, I won't lie, because you have DMs left and right coming at you for these guys who own allegedly an account with 250,000 this or 500,000 that, right? And we actually ended up in the position where a tweet was sent out not too long ago that was join this server for a chance to win $400. And it was like hell broke loose, right? I mean, we had like, I don't even know, 2,000 bots, whatever, joining all at once. And like, I'm freaking out, right? I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? And then we had another bot raid yesterday. So like on that side of things, it's tough. but like, again, leveraging connections. And like, as your project gets closer to launch, you have the guys that are legitimate come into you and go, or you can go to them and be like, here's what we have. Here's our white paper. Here's our website. Here's our Discord, and we have a community of I don't know, like 4,000 people over all of our socials. And, now we're chilling. Thankfully, we were not for a very long time, right? We were trying to hire these dudes from TikTok, and it just flopped, or it was botted, and it was this, that, and the other. And I mean, it's scary, right? You don't know how to get the word out. You're trying to get the word out to every single person that you can, and it sucks that a lot of those people end up being bots. Like, I know.
Before I pose this question to like Carver, I'm gonna explain that real quick. So, and like, I'm sure Atlas and Adam will both like find this super intriguing. So you'll, as a project or whatever, you'll get approached from many different people. Sometimes they're real, sometimes they're not. Even sometimes going with like a real quote unquote like influencer, somebody who does make videos, you'll find out that like the same time that they drop the video for you, you'll get like bot rated within one of your communities. And it's actually like legitimately tied to that video, that influencer. That's a practice that they use in order to like fudge the numbers as like, hey, we did this for you. As soon as this video dropped, look, you had this many people join your Telegram. And
I see Jake shaking his head because he knows that's exactly what happened to us.
Yeah, exactly. I told him in the DM last night, I was like, are you sure that one of our people that we have like on the, because we went with some marketing, I was like, are you sure that they didn't accidentally misconstrue that this is what we wanted from them?
Oh, man, yeah.
2,000 people just bumped the numbers because we really tried to go organic, and we don't really care about how many necessarily. We want quality over quantity, And it was crazy.
It was, that was a mess, right? I think we got the worst of that I've seen, like, out of basically every other project. We've been bot rated probably 6 or 7 times consistently with like over 1,000. I spent 2.5 hours this morning from like 6:30 to like, I don't even know, just banning. I was on the member list, banning, and it was so bad.
Hey, Meta Captain.
Yes, I see Maverick's about to have to leave, guys.
Yeah,
he's got a flight.
Yeah, sorry guys, I've got to catch a flight. My hometown's currently underwater, so I'm marooned in a different city at the moment. I've got an opportunity to go home, so I really appreciate the invite, Chris, and I would love to come back and stay longer and chat with you guys. It was a pleasure meeting you all.
It was good to meet you, man.
Nice.
Cheers. Take care, man.
Have a good one, bro.
God bless.
Travel safe.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy.
Yeah, sorry to interject. I just wanted to point out that you mentioned that he was going to be leaving in a minute.
Yeah, I just saw that, and I love Mav. Mav is like sincerely a great guy across the board. Just good guy, really smart, knows what he's doing.
And when he says he will talk to you any time of day, he means it. Like he said
the turnaround was only like a day or so. That's crazy.
It depends on what we're like, what it is that you're trying to get from BrewLabs. So essentially the way it works is just like in layman's terms, they have multiple template contracts that are available for different services that they provide. So depending on what you need, if it's a service that's like ready to go, they'll have that turned around for you within 24 hours, added to their UI. And then depending on what you want on your side, if you want to add that UI to like your website and stuff, because again, everything that they develop for you is yours. You own it. They just get it done for you for a fee and then transfer that stuff to you. So after it's done, if you want to implement the UI itself, they will actually help you and provide that code for you as well if you do not have the ability to develop it yourself. So all around, it really is just like a good option, all-inclusive package, not just for teams that don't have the development capabilities, but are currently working on like the stuff that they should be working on. Staking and UIs and stuff like that, that's all very like cut and dry, pretty easy standard stuff. That being said, not every project is focused on that, nor should be, and they should just stay focused on what they're doing. And if you have an opportunity to work with somebody, it cross promotes both projects. You get a little bit of their traction. I can say this much as factually. Every single project that I've had listed through BrewLabs has immediately had BrewLabs community members buy and stake that project's tokens.
You know what's funny is I've got other tokens that try to do it on their own website or whatever, and it's always got some. I mean, I don't want to say always, but mostly it seems like it's got some sort of a, I don't know, something going on. Where you're like, like one I had that it seemed like every time I clicked the button, it would still take the money for the gas fees, like the 8 or 9 cents, whatever. But then it would do like a second authorization. Okay, here's your $1.50 you really need to pay to do it, and you're like, wait, what am I doing here? All right, I guess I'll click that, and then it would still fail, and then you're like, wait, what? And then they still took the gas fees. So after a couple of times of doing that, you're like, okay, I guess I'm not staking this crap anymore. And then so I like that it's got a legit platform that you can go and it's verified. You know what I mean? It's got a running history to it.
Exactly. And like they kind of did a rebranding event a while back, and altogether they're really making a strong push right now this quarter. Again, like NBC was the first one that relist on them to like kind of open back up their community pools, but since then there's just been project after project that has decided to go that route, list with BrewLabs, and together we have like a strong community shift of awareness through BrewLabs itself. Again, I can't speak enough about like the level of professionalism that they deliver. And I know you were talking about like IP and stuff. Me and Kevin actually have like a rock solid, really great money revenue generating idea that the only person outside of me and him know is Maverick himself. And Maverick's somebody that could probably facilitate it getting done in a matter of like a day or two. And he's literally never shared the idea with anybody, just keeps it between us. And like, we're going to work on it as soon as our schedule frees up. And like, that's just something that will happen. And he will let us keep the idea. He's just going to help us facilitate it out. And then like, we will share that technology throughout a couple communities. Anyway, sorry. So Karuna, the same question's actually coming to you, but it's coming to you in a little bit different. And I want to preference that with when I hear your name and whenever I hear other people talk about you yourself, not just IgniteDeFi, I actually hear them refer to you almost yourself as like an influencer, like a guy that is so dedicated to like the general space that we operate in and really is everywhere, that like you yourself and your name has so much recognition behind it. Do you ever actually like personally communicate with influencers or even reach out to them, or do you just self-promote? How do you handle that?
I definitely do communicate with influencers. There are some, like Mobile Trades is a personal friend of mine, and so if I want something from him, I just pick up the phone and ask him for it. There's other people like Crypto Girl or Nicole Arbor or some of the Twitter influencers who I've just done business with a number of times, and so we kind of have a relationship. And then there's people who I don't know at all. I mean, I'm like anyone else in the space in that when I'm promoting a project, I want to get it out in front of as many people as I can, as quickly as I can. So I guess maybe perhaps I benefit from knowing a few more people, but I don't really consider myself to be an influencer myself, although maybe I am. I don't know.
It's hard to say. I'll say this much. I didn't consider you an influencer. I just considered you like one of the bros, but I hear from other people like on the regular, like, oh, well, Karun is kind of major. And I'm like, well, yeah, I guess. Like, and so other people, I think, consider you as like influencer marketing guru. So I think you've kind of nailed that spot now. I think you should just roll with it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, hey, if that's what people think, I will say that, yeah, I don't really consider it. Like, it is sometimes weird how people talk to me, because I don't know. It's just kind of an odd position to be in, but it's nice. I mean, I will say that I definitely benefit from the fact that people come to me with their projects, and I get the opportunity to talk to people about new stuff, and so it's an exciting place to be, I guess.
Very cool. So we had a new person join us. This person's from BrewLabs, and I'm not going to say your name because I don't want to butcher it. Can you introduce yourself real quick?
Hey, mate. Yeah. So my name's Saya. I may have actually talked to quite a few of you anyways. Like, I'm actually the BrewLabs community manager. I heard a couple of you, obviously, before starting your own project, that you know, were mods. So I just thought, look, Maverick, obviously he's flying off. So he just asked if I minded popping in and just joining in. And I've been listening in. You're all like amazing. It's great to hear from you. It's great to hear from, you know, people that are so connected within the industry. Just so you know, myself, I'm actually, so my background as well is just I'm a senior financial accountant. I'm a chartered accountant. So probably just like all of you, I basically just got involved with BrewLabs, started talking to people, chatting it up, started just getting really passionate about the, you know, what we're doing with audits and contract builds and staking pools and farms and all the stuff that we all love. And yeah, just don't want to interrupt, but just thought I'd say hey, and yeah, that's it. Hey guys.
Absolutely,
Oh.
man. It's great to have you, and it sucks that Matt, but I am glad that you stepped on. All right, so
Oh yeah, definitely.
We have gone over for an hour, so I'm going to kind of crank out a couple of real fast questions. I asked everybody this question last time, and I'd like to repeat it. Just if there was one thing that has happened specifically to you within this space of DeFi that has shocked you or surprised you, what is the one impactful moment that you can remember? And like, honestly, everybody answered, I think, like in a negative manner last time, but this can be a positive thing. So like, it can be something as simple as like, hey, I woke up one morning and that coin actually mooned, and out of nowhere I made this amount of money. So just real quick, if you can give like a quick one thing that really shocked you, was impactful, changed your perception of DeFi, either for good or for bad. Let's walk around here and do that. Atlas, can I get you to answer first?
Yeah, I would say let's go ahead and start on a positive note. In the face of adversity, it is during these harshest of times when we unify to come together, and the true progressive moves can really come to light, whether it be renewable energy, green energy, and finding out that with everything that's going on, we don't need to be reliant on that from this country. We should become a little bit more independent, to the fact that we look at what's going on with crypto. The movement of the amount of people that are donating to a just cause, I think, is shedding a brighter light on what cryptocurrency can really provide. When this whole entire market, when it started off, remember Silk Road, Mount Gox? I walked into a 7-Eleven about 2 years ago, and I talked with the cashier, right? I was like showing off my BlockFi credit card that I got. And I'm like, oh, have you ever seen that before? Just kind of to stir up the conversation about crypto in case people haven't heard about crypto before. And she was like, oh, yeah, I heard about that. That's what people use to do scams and stuff, right? And I'm like, no, that's it. So there's all this misconception because of how media has portrayed it. And then now you're seeing the value that it really can provide. It can help troubleshoot solutions like this. And a humanitarian movement like this, moving forward, I think it's going to help the conversations become a lot easier.
That's a really good answer. I like that answer. Karuna, how about you, man?
I mean, I guess we'll go with the optimistic side of things. My first foray into crypto was my buddy just kind of calling me out of the blue and was like, "Hey, you need to buy this right now." And I was like, "All right, you know, cool, whatever." And so I dumped a bunch of money into it, and that project was SafeMoon, early SafeMoon. And that was one of those things where, you know, SafeMoon went from being, you know, just some like huge gamble to overnight just being this major thing. And I've been, you know, it's weird because SafeMoon wasn't that long ago. And that, I mean, that kind of shows you how long I've really been in the DeFi space, but there's so much potential in this space. And that's you know, one of the things I think I've learned from being in SafeMoon was how I think what it shaped how I approach community, and it's part of the reason why I personally am so very focused on building community and having people work together and encouraging projects to do things that are mutually beneficial. We see a lot of people in the space who are very focused on themselves or who are very focused on one project, and I think that doesn't build up the space as well as many people in many projects all getting together and doing something. So I appreciate this roundtable.
Nor is it healthy for you, or like as like a financial, like not financial advice to everybody, but like always diversify, like always try to have as many avenues as possible. Just common advice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, how about you, man?
Yeah, for me, it's really kind of started this year, I believe. People taking projects, coming out with real competition for certain services that are needed. For all intents and purposes, there's really one Launchpad you're going to use if you're launching a project. I think we all know who that is. Everybody has their sort of issues with that. So to see multiple Launchpads coming out, competition is going to just make all of them better. So it's encouraging to see, again, competition coming out for these different services that are just required. DiveWallet, for example, right? You have Trust Wallet or MetaMask. That's for the majority of people, those are your choices. So to see something trying to improve upon that, it forces everyone to be better. So again, really this year, seeing that trend really take off is something that's awesome.
So like even to bridge on like that answer just a little bit, I tell people all the time, don't forget about SafeMoon Wallet. And the reason why I mentioned SafeMoon Wallet, just for everybody that's in here, if you take a moment to dig through SafeMoon's reflection tracker, it's actually pretty good. Like, not to say that it can't be improved a little bit, but take a moment to dig through SafeMoon's reflection tracker, and DiveWallet, take this into consideration. Like
I'm listening.
They need to
very hard at the moment.
They need to expand on it like a fair bit. But as far as I'm aware, it's currently the only reflection tracker that once like enabled, you're able to track and chart multiple reflections against each other. People don't use the feature. They don't enable it for their other tokens. I think that's just like a PR issue that SafeMoon hasn't addressed properly. I don't know. I'm not trying to talk bad about them by any means, but like, it's like I was unaware of it. For instance, I had to like share that with my community because people were asking for a while our tracker was down. While we were doing some web upgrades, how can I track these things? And I started to refer people there after I figured it out. But once I did figure it out, I dug into it. And like, it's actually a lot more robust than what people think it is. Real quick, I'm going to repeat the question just for like the next couple people. So what the question is what is the most impactful thing that has happened to you in your time in DeFi? Or in crypto in general, I'm sorry. So it could be good or bad. It could be something that like has negatively affected your opinion of the space, or in particular one aspect of the space, or it could be something that like changed you for the better, or just surprised you so much for the better. So APEC, what you got?
Yeah, so I guess mine's like super personal. I talked about this in the Eyes on Crypto interview that I did. I technically only had the ability. I've only had the ability to actually fiat on ramp through Coinbase for less than a year now, because I just turned 18. So my dad and I had to work as a team initially, right? And having that opportunity to kind of learn together. And then on top of that, watching him become kind of his own DeFi space investor, and like being able to talk to him about that stuff, and really just like, I don't know, it's something really cool and something really unique. And now he's sitting in my Discord waiting for my launch and to be airdropped my token, like our token, right? But the one that I developed with help of other people has been like, I don't know. It's just been incredible and super unique, and I love this space, and I love the opportunity that it's provided me at such, a young age, I guess. On top of that, being able to work with guys like Kevin, guys like Jake, guys like Jeremy, right? Like everyone, Chris, all of you guys, right? I mean, that opportunity wouldn't present itself in many other places, and I'm forever grateful for everything that it's provided me. I guess that's kind of I know it's like a mushy answer, but it's true.
No, that's a good answer, man. That's the way you feel. That's the way you feel. How about you, Irish?
Yeah, what's funny is when I was thinking about the question, I had a similar thought. It was bringing me closer to my brother. So he's always had great ideas, man. And we worked together at different jobs. 15 years ago, we were both tow truck drivers in the same city, and he brought me along, and I was delivering auto parts and spending my own money in gas and tires and oil and, everything else. And I remember him going, dude, just let them pay for all that. Just come drive a truck around. You just got to tow cars around. And, since then we kind of split our ways, and he went into the tech side and I continued to go into construction and whatnot. And so when he dragged me into crypto, and started, I'm very much like in his shadow. Like as much as I'm more in the space as far as like chit chatting and going through the groups and whatnot, he's behind the scenes hustling and making moves and doing things that I can barely keep up with. By the time I keep up, it's either missed my opportunity or So when he came with this idea and said, I got this kid Gavin that I met that we're gonna start working on it. Would you like to work on it with us? And it wasn't even a no-brainer, man. I was like, yeah, of course, let's go. What do you got? What's going on? And then the more we started talking about the project, I was like, wow, that really does sound like something that, from the beginner all the way to like an advanced user, somebody's gonna find some benefit in this thing. So to me, it was nice to be able to work with him again and on something that was his idea. Because like I said, he's always got these ideas, and some of them were duds, like some of it that you look at it and go, oh, come on, man, that's not going to work. But it didn't keep him from having it. One of his favorite ones that I'll share that is hilarious is years ago he said, I want to have a company where I have people with a dress code, and I'm going to make them dress like
Oh, yeah.
I can walk in the room and be like, what are you clowns looking at? Get back to work. And I just remember how funny that comment was, and that was like 20 years ago. Just that sense of humor is great to be able to work with him on something that's looking like it's got legs and it's going to really take off.
Very cool. Very cool. How about you, Adam?
I feel like crypto in general is the best book I ever read that never ends, or the best movie that just keeps going on and on. And I'm a geek. I'm the biggest geek. I don't play games or anything. I just like to learn things, like facts that most people don't like to learn. I love it. And crypto gives me that ability. On top of that, it's this young man is 18 years old, bro. He's making a project. He's a businessman. No disrespect on your age, bro. It's insane. For me, that's great in a good way. Like, I'm so unbelievably moved when I see.
I'm so proud of him. He's so smart. I love it.
It's truly remarkable, and it's the greatest transfer of wealth we're ever gonna see, ever, in my personal opinion, where it allows somebody who's a young man, and in all intents and purposes, he shouldn't even be able to do anything in life, right, at 18. I'm saying in general. I don't mean in a disrespectful, but he has an ability. No, I don't mean it in a bad way, right? Like, I'm saying in traditional business, right now, you would just be going to college. You would waste 4 years of your life. Then you would go to graduate school. And then maybe at 24, you would have your thesis paper and you would put it into, maybe in 10 years from your age now, you would actually have something off the ground. Still at 28, you would be so young. But with DeFi, with crypto, I'm sorry, not DeFi, crypto in general, including DeFi, it gives us an ability to take life by the balls and move forward. Like, bro, I'm about to start YouTube full time, and I'm quitting my own business, a very successful business, because I wanna follow. This is my dream. This is fun for me. You know what I mean? And it gives us the ability to do stuff in life. It's not just about man, it just connects people and lets them do things. So that's what I like the most: learning and moving forward, and giving people that otherwise would not have the opportunity to move forward.
Great answer. Sire?
Yeah, mate. Thanks.
Awesome.
You know what? Like, I'm gonna go back to 2017 when I first got into crypto, and I remember, like, all of a sudden, hearing about, things that people had been involved in for years. and just like learning all about like various blockchains, the Bitcoin blockchain, the Ethereum, and all this stuff that was going on. And it was so excited. And basically, I couldn't spend my money quick enough, right? So I was just throwing my money everywhere. I was like, I'm going to be rich. This is going to be fantastic. It was exciting. The technology was exciting, right? So with that excitement, what ends up coming is I'm talking to friends, and that excitement is starting to bubble out. And I'm sure you've all had this experience, right? You're talking to your friends, you're saying, you got to get involved with this project, and they're like, great, that sounds exciting, that's awesome. And your energy is just rubbing off on them, right? And all of a sudden you find yourself in a 4-hour session trying to get them to sign up to exchanges, trying to get them to like fill up their wallets, explain to them the security, explain to them like the 50 various things that they need to understand before getting involved, right? And I guess what really just kind of like, shook me at the time was that it's not so easy to everybody to get involved in these projects. And that hasn't changed since 2017, right? Like now we're in 2022 and the technology's evolved and we're in DeFi and like we've got all these amazing projects that are coming out, all of your projects, which sound like spectacular. But one of the biggest things that I find that we're all going to have to focus on is that push towards just making it so much easier to get people involved and making it so that anyone can just come to us. I mean, I don't want to do like a plug of BrewLabs, but that is what we're trying to do and why I've been so attracted to it. It is about trying to make things easier. It's about trying to make staking pools and farms easier. It's about making it so that people with these amazing ideas can come and build their projects, and making it easier. And I think that that's what's coming next. And I think that's what all of our projects are doing, right? Like we're all trying to bring out these things that are just going to bring adoption on a global scale to crypto. And that's
and with like what you're saying there, I think like also like there's heavier projects in the space that do have the right idea. Like whenever you look at something like a Safe Moon, that in theory, if like the Safe Moon Connect is what I think it could be and like how that's going to function, then like that's where I think you'll see massive traction, that like especially if it's working off like the same ecosystem that we're all really built on. I think that's where you'll see like a massive traction towards like actual product viability, for like easy off ramping of crypto. At least the on ramping will still be a little bit tricky in some situations, in some scenarios with regulations, but like theoretically you could see a mass adoption of off ramping of crypto through products very quickly if you have a company like SafeMoon that actually lands something well with like their SafeMoon Connect ecosystem. If again, I'm in theorizing that it's what I think it is.
But you know what? Like that's exactly it, and that's where we are right now. And I honestly think that just making it easier, that need to make things easier and to allow anyone to get involved, I think that's going to be the push over the next, year or so. I mean, crypto moves so quickly. But I really do believe in like global adoption of what it is that we're doing, and we're at the forefront of it, and it's super exciting.
And like so, EverReflect is staking on BrewLabs now, I believe, and like if you look at that project, that's like such an easy no-brainer. They're going to sell NFT tickets. They're going to offer it through their wallet. So it's already like, because right now, if you had like Ticketmaster, for instance, you have to download the wallet from Ticketmaster or the app from Ticketmaster in order to do your ticket claim at the venue anyways. So if it's already something that simple, like, hey, I have to download this application and that's what I have. And that application is my onboarding. So whenever I go to buy that NFT ticket, I'm still just swiping my credit card and now I'm participating in DeFi without even knowing it. Like it's as simple as like you already have the app, you're swiping with a credit card, you've made the purchase, you have the NFT serves its purpose, you keep the NFT now forever, and all of that was facilitated and done all without you like really knowing that you're participating in crypto. And I think that will be like the significant changer once you see more and more projects leaning towards that. Like we don't even necessarily have to get them to onboard like our token and facilitate that type of commerce. We just need to facilitate regular real world commerce through the blockchain. And like that's the good stuff that I get excited about. I'll say that my turning point for crypto in general, or for DeFi, was probably legitimately the very first time that I was able to complete a function call independently between like 3 parties. So not just communicating directly with the blockchain itself, but communicating directly with the liquidity pool. That liquidity pool then firing the function back to a constructor that's then doing its own thing. As soon as that happened for me, and I realized that like there wasn't another hand in the pot, I like could completely from here construct anything that I want to do, not just with like financial services, but with just data, with just information. So like it's boundless. The possibilities of what you can do are really just limited to how much time you want to spend figuring out the logic. And like soon, I actually have exciting announcements to make that will be made soon with multiple of these projects. I'll be making an exciting announcement with Karuna here soonish, I don't know when, about something amazing. I'll be making another announcement with Kevin about something amazing, and with Mav from BrewLabs here very soon. And all of these are like breakthrough technologies, and it's not the first time I've been able to participate in something like this, and it won't be the last. And this is the only space that I'm aware of that these things continuously happen. And for guys like me and Kevin, I know for sure, that's what we live for. Like, you know, like that's what I get out of bed for. I'm trying to actually create new functions and changes within the ecosystem that actually impact not just myself, but everybody else around. And I don't know of another development field that reacts as quickly as this space does. Short periods of time, we figure out there's a problem within the system, and like not just like for one individual project, but like how we all do something. You figure out that there's a problem, and then multiple people across multiple projects all continuously work on how to fix it. How do we get around this? How do we do this better? And then once that stuff does come out, it is pretty much openly shared throughout. Some people get a little bit grimy, like, you know, hey, you know, that was mine, and blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, it's an open blockchain. So we all should, especially as developers, be coming into this from like an open development perspective. Open source, this is what we do. It's what we've always done for the most part for a lot of us. So I don't know. That's me. Anyways, we've ran for an hour and a half now, guys. I really appreciate every single one of you coming on. I want to make sure that everybody who's listening here and watching this, please do me a personal favor and like and subscribe everything from Crypto Atlas and Adam Bergman. You know, like these guys are so nice. They sit here most of the time in silence almost, like just listening to us talk. How nice is that? And streaming it to their communities. I really appreciate you guys. If everybody else here would like to give like a quick little roundup and do any plugs that you guys need to do, let's go ahead and quickly do that. Atlas?
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you everybody for tuning in. You can find me on YouTube, Crypto Atlas, and on Twitter at Crypto Atlas YT. I do cover a variety of crypto projects.
Karuna?
Hey, yeah, again, I want to thank you for having us on tonight. It's been great. Quick plug here. I want to plug the referral program for the Launchpad. So we are accepting referrals from anyone who cares to send a launch our way. You can earn up to 1% of the funds raised. So 300 BNB pre-sale gets you over $1,000 just for sending a project our way.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Kevin?
Yeah, people can find us BUSDbuffet.com. Links to all our socials are there. Sunday, we're making a semi-big announcement about another feature we're releasing. So, yeah, there's that.
Very cool. APEC?
Yeah, DiveWallet.net is where we're at. Link to Discord, Telegram, Twitter. Everything is there. The only plug I really have to make is Spark, right? And Karuna's right there. But we're launching on Spark in 3 days. So we're really, really excited, and I'm super grateful to everyone here and everyone who's helped me, prepare for this launch and my team behind me. And thanks for having us. There's no real way to better unite the space than a wallet, I guess. And that's what we're aiming to do and what we hope to do, and we appreciate it.
Irish?
Yeah, Gavin pretty much covered it as far as our connections go. I wanted to throw a plug out to, Chris and Kevin and Karuna and anybody else in this room that's helped us behind the scenes. If I haven't reached out and talked to you in the past, I really appreciate everything everybody's done. Like we're talking earlier about the communal, and I think Chris was just talking about how it's open source, and I really appreciate the camaraderie. It seems like everybody, like as soon as they realize it's a decent project with good people involved, like they'll jump on board and try to help it out as best they can just to see it get up. So I appreciate you guys for everything you've done.
Yeah, absolutely. Adam?
Yeah, first I wanted to drink a shot for everybody at the table. My man Bruin asked me to drink a shot. He's in my channel right now. So cheers to everybody, and I hope everybody has a very successful project. I know all of you guys have projects, and thank you so much. So that's first thing. Cheers for everybody. Second, my channel is The Adam Bergman Show. That's it.
A question about that real quick, just because I'm curious now. Is there like Adam Bergman Show?
It was no. So on Twitter, it's Adam Bergman Show because they don't. I couldn't get enough letters. They don't let me do it. But if it's up to me, it's The Adam Bergman Show. I always liked it.
No, man, that's excellent. Perfect answer, man. I love
because
it.
I get to do hashtag tabs, right? The Adam Bergman Show tabs. It sounds cool if you abbreviate.
Yeah. Okay. I love it. I love it. All right, Sire.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Yeah, look, I'll just do a quick throw out to BrewLabs, obviously. So you can check us out at brewlabs.info. Look, we just do the full service for projects. So if you've got a contract that you want to get built, we'll do it for you. If you've got an audit that you need, we'll do it for you. And we've also rolled out our staking pools and farming platform. Yeah, look, we're really cheap and we do the best in regards to the quality of our builds. So we'll build you your staking pools and farms as well. So check us out. Reach out if you're looking for some of our services. Thanks, guys.
Can I add something real quick with BrewLabs? Your airdrop tool on your site is fantastic. I use it regularly.
Thanks, mate. I mean, like, to be honest, like we're rolling out like our liquidity locking tool as well. Hopefully in about 2 days. So we actually have so much going on, but if I kept on talking, I reckon I'd be kicked off. So I better not.
Well, the liquidity thing, like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. But like that is not nearly as cool as your freezer. And,
yeah.
I don't know how much, like, are we allowed to openly talk about that?
I mean, I guess this is up to you guys. I can talk about it as much as you'd like. I mean, look, in the end, what we've released at the moment in regards to that is just the fact that, so this is public information. I won't keep you guys for too long, but basically our freezer has a couple benefits. So the freezer, which is, it allows you to lock liquidity, but we've also got a defrost function as well in there. So that's huge. So basically a team can come to us and go through a real rigorous check and actually get the liquidity back. So there's so many reasons that a project may need to do that. And obviously we need to make sure that it's completely legit, but a project that needs to redeploy or something's gone wrong or whatever, they need to get that liquidity back so they can actually come to us and get that defrosted. And the other side is that we've got a team locker function within the freezer. So if you've got team allocations, you want to lock your team allocations in there, they can actually still harvest reflections off that. So it's a source of income for teams. Was that basically what you were going to cover, Meta Captain?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, like, for instance, if there's any project, people that are involved in projects that are looking for a function that's close to that, just keep a close eye on what BrewLabs will be offering here soon, because like it's even a little bit more in depth than what he just covered. So just like he said, we could talk about it for quite a while. I love BrewLabs. I've said that enough a million times from the very beginning. I've worked with these guys from the start, and they openly share ideas. So like whenever I get on the phone with Mav, we'll talk pretty technically about how we want to get things done. And like I actually don't know what his technical capability really is personally, but his knowledge behind it is fair enough that he can keep like the conversation going at the right rate, which is impressive, especially when you're talking to me, just to like be honest. So like I love that guy so much.
And you know what it is as well. He doesn't. It's not like constant, plugs as well. Like when you're working with Maverick and really anyone from our team, like it's about trying to make sure that your project becomes successful. Like we really are passionate about it. So you said you could end up talking to him for about an hour. Like he'll even talk to you about stuff that's like, nothing even to do with what we'll be doing. He'll be giving you suggestions about your project, be throwing in things that you can actually improve. What's going on in the space at the moment is. And again, I think this is what everyone at this round table is all about. We're all passionate, right? So we're really in it because we love the space. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, so my own personal plug. I gotta do this for my own community. We are dropping our NFT line, the Meta Rangers, on Monday for the public sale. And I'll be releasing a whole lot more really exciting NFT information shortly after we drop this first line. But right now, the focus is definitely there. You'll be able to purchase those in Binance Smart Chain. They'll be available through my own private mint page. And I'll get more information out on like the Twitter and stuff. Thank you all very much for coming and joining me this evening. I know all of you are a very, very valuable time, and I cannot thank you guys enough. I appreciate you all. I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. We'll be doing this again, by the way, real quick. Sorry, another little plug. I'll be doing another roundtable next week because I have a scheduling conflict the week after that. So I'm going to go do one next week, and then we'll go back to bi-weekly after that. Thank you all very, very much.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate it.
Take care. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.